This is Jeremy and Bobby from Pre-Calculus 12. We're doing the bonus assignment question. This question comes from page 5 of lesson 1.1. Long division of the monoclinear binomial, negative 3x to the power of 4 plus 5x squared minus 2x minus 4 divided by x minus 3. And we must also write the division statement. So first of all, we can write the product from what we get in the very beginning, this part here, into a little house that we're going to be using to divide. And we're dividing by the divisor of x minus 3 that we put on the outside. So our first step is to divide negative 3x to the power of 4 by x. And that will give us negative 3x to the power of 3. Now we have to put that over the x cubed column, which we have had to put a 0 here. It's very important that we put a coefficient for the missing powers. So in this example there is no x cubed, but we must put it in between the x to the power of 4 and the x to the power of 2. So we give it a coefficient of 0. So after we've divided negative 3x to the power of 4 by x, we are given negative 3x cubed. Then we multiply what we have on the top in the beginning of our quotient. We multiply this by our divisors. So negative 3x cubed by x is negative 3x to the power of 4. Should be the same, exactly the same as the number on top. Then negative 3x cubed times negative 3 is 9x cubed. Then we must subtract, just like we did in long division. So 0x cubed subtract 9x cubed is negative 9x cubed. And this will equal 0. It should always equal 0. Then we have to bring down the next term, which is 5x squared. And it's positive 5x squared, so we add it. Then we do the exact same steps as the first step. We have negative 9x cubed now, and we divide that by x to give us negative 9x squared. And we have to put it directly over the x squared column. Then we have negative 9x squared times x is negative 9x cubed. Negative 9x squared times negative 3 will give us positive 27x squared. Now we subtract our terms. And be very cautious with our minus signs in long division. So we have 5x squared minus 27x squared will give us negative 22x squared. And negative 9x cubed, this will be minus a minus 9x cubed, so it will be 0 again. Then we are bringing down the negative 2, just like in our first steps. We have negative 22x squared divided by x is negative 22x. And then negative 22x times x should be the exact same as this. Negative 22x squared. And negative 22x times negative 3 is positive 66x. Then we have to subtract these terms. Negative 2 minus 66 will give us negative 64. Negative 2x minus 66x is negative 64x, and this should equal 0. Then we bring our final term down, the negative 4. And we repeat the steps again for our last two terms. Negative 64x divided by x is simply negative 64, and negative 64 times x is negative 64x. Then we have our negative 64 multiplied by negative 3. Should give us positive 192. Then we subtract our last two terms to give us negative 188 and 0x. And this last term here, the negative 188, we can't do anything with it. It can't be factored anymore, so we call this our remainder. Now, that is the long division. Now we must write the division statement. So we can write this as the product equals the quotient multiplied by the divisor plus the remainder. And that will look like our product that we got in the very beginning. Product is also known as the dividend, but we call it the product to not be confused with the other d, the divisor. And this is equal to the quotient, which we get as our answer from the long division, negative 3x cubed minus 9x squared minus 22x minus 64. Oops, running out of room. And this is multiplied by the divisor. And then we add the remainder. But since it's a negative, we subtract the remainder. So sorry I didn't have enough room there, but this is just a continuation of right here. So we can verify this equation by multiplying our quotient with our divisor and adding our remainder. It should get our original product. And that's it.